Yo, what's going on, man? Today we are we're back live in the morning time. Today is April the 8th. And welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn Show. It's a lot of games on the board. The NBA is kind of janky right now. So whatever you're betting, I'm hoping that you cash it. We will jump right into it. I'm gonna try to be super productive with my time. I got a couple calls that I need to make this morning, and I need to make them pretty soon. So we'll go through a couple of the games. A lot of them, like there's not a lot of betting value. The injury reports has been crazy as well. So we're just gonna jump right into it. I did not make any plays yesterday. We only had 2 games. Shout out to the Florida Gators for winning the championship last night. NCAA, if you keep up with that. The night before, Sunday night, I bet the under in the Pelicans and the Bucks game, and it ended up being a pretty easy winner. I think they stayed under by like 5 or 6 points. So just trying to build off that momentum. It's been a good last week and a half. Just kind of trying to pick my spots. I did place 2 bets already. One is moved against me, one is not. A couple other that I'm looking to make as well. We're gonna jump right into it for today, man. What up? I love us. He says Detroit took their foot off the gas. I'm sick. Yeah, I thought they were the right side last night. Kings, never know what you're gonna get from the Kings, though. I agree with that. Chad says, bro, how do they lose to the Kings when they're on the second night of a back-to-back, literally the second worst ATS team in the NBA? Sometimes you can throw all those trends out the way, Chad. I left some money on the table on Sunday, not betting on the Knicks against the Suns, and the Knicks were actually the worst team in the NBA on the second leg of a back-to-back. So sometimes you got to throw the trends out the way, but I definitely understand your sentiments. What up, Rick? Appreciate you for tapping in. Good morning, Justin, my guy, always tapping in. Let's jump into it for today. So first up, we have jaXon, your AI sports betting partner, homie, assistant, whatever you want to call it. A couple prompts today for jaXon. Yesterday, jaXon liked. Did jaXon like? jaXon liked. I don't even. Did I give out a play for jaXon yesterday? I'm not even sure if I did. Give out a play for jaXon yesterday based on the injury reports. Today, jaXon likes let's see. Let me get back to it. All right, so jaXon likes the over between the Chicago Bulls and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Says the over has hit in 70% of the last 10 games. The Bulls have been involved in high scoring games, consistently surpassing their projected totals. Their offensive efficiency has been clicking with strong contributions from their key players. Defensive vulnerabilities, their defenses allow opponents to score freely, further contributing to higher game totals. The Bulls' combination of offensive firepower and defensive struggle creates ideal scenarios for games to go up and over the total. jaXon likes this one up and over. Really just sounds like based on the way that Chicago Bulls play basketball, not even factoring in the Cleveland Cavaliers, who also haven't been playing a lot of defense. Even though Kobe White is going to be out, I'm not talking about that game today. jaXon also likes OG Anunoby up and over his 17.5 points against the Celtics tonight. Says he's hit this 10 straight games, averaging 27.6 during the stretch. Over his last 5 games, he's maintained a perfect hit rate of 100%. He scored 26.8 points per game, showcasing consistent scoring. While his season average is lower at 18.11%, 18.11 points per game. His recent surge in scoring makes this line favorable. And then the Celtics are the second-ranked defense against his position, which makes it a tough matchup, but he has been able to overcome such challenges recently. So bet on OG Anunoby is what jaXon's saying for as far as best player prop in the NBA today. And it makes sense. I know Jalen Brunson is back, but Jalen Brunson is not quite 100% in my opinion. It's going to take him a while to get back in form. I put that in the write-up yesterday because I do have a play in this game. Let's see. Chassis, he took the Knicks in that game. What up, PZ? He says, I don't know about that. Brunson is back tonight. OG's been going over because Brunson ain't been playing. That's a fact, but I think they still gonna need him to play big in this game. We'll see how it goes, though. We shall see. All right, cool. Let's jump into the first game on the board for today, which the first game I want to talk about, which is a good one between the Atlanta Hawks and the Orlando Magic. This line opened 4.5 in favor of Orlando. It was at 4.5 until I looked this morning, and it was down to it was actually down to and the total has come up. It looks like 220. Actually came down. It went up. I'm sorry, 224.5. Went up to 225 now. I saw it go down yesterday to 224. Anyway, in this matchup, man, I do like. I think I haven't played the game yet, but if I'm playing, I think I do want the points here with the Atlanta Hawks. Orlando has been strong. They've been really, really good. And if you like Orlando, don't let me talk you off. There's a couple reasons to like Orlando in this matchup. It's his third game in 4 nights for Atlanta. They just came off a back-to-back. They didn't play last night, but the night before and Saturday night, they played back-to-back. Orlando is playing only their first game in the last 4 nights. They've had a nice break since beating the Washington Wizards. I think that was like last Thursday. However, with 2 days of rest or more this season, Orlando's just 4-9 straight up, 4-8-1 against the spread this season. This is the first leg of a back-to-back for Orlando as well. They got the Boston Celtics coming to town tomorrow. Orlando has been really strong against the division as well. They're 11-3 straight up, 10-4 against the spread. The Atlanta Hawks, of course, are in their division. And this game means a lot for both of the teams. The Orlando Magic sit just a half a game ahead of the Atlanta Hawks. And this game could decide, the 7-8 seeding and who's going to host the play-in versus who's going to be on the road. So this will be a really good game. It's one of the reasons why I want to talk about it. One of the reasons why I liked, a couple of the reasons that I like Atlanta in this spot, like I said, I haven't placed it yet, is that they've been good on the road in general. They're 21-17 against the spread on the road, 6-3-1 in their last 10 games. So they played, some really good basketball. They've covered 8 of their last 10 games on the road as a dog as well. That's typically when you want Atlanta, when they're not laying points, when they are on the road. They're 18-11 against the spread on the full season. So just some seasonal trends that backs Atlanta in the spot. And the first thing that kind of jumped out to me was for liking Atlanta was Orlando's strength of schedule recently. Orlando has actually played the second easiest strength of schedule in their last 5 games. Orlando also doesn't play well against high-powered offenses, just 11-15 against the number if they're playing a team that averages north of 116 points per game. And we know that Atlanta Hawks only want to score the basketball. It's not like their defense is great. Atlanta will want to run. They're 4th in transition efficiency last 5 games. Orlando has surprisingly been pretty terrible in transition defense. I had to double check that. They're bottom 5, both in opponent efficiency and frequency in the last 5 games. And like I said, Atlanta needs this game as well. They're also, the last thing I looked at for Atlanta is they're the better scoring team and the better rebounding team in this matchup. On this season, they're 9-4 straight up, 7-6 against the number if they average more rebounds and more points per game than their opponent. I think Atlanta can keep this one within the number, man. I wouldn't want to lay points with Atlanta in this spot, but I think they can keep it within the number. I agree with this coming down from 4.5 to 4. I would be betting Atlanta before I'd be betting Orlando here. And it's not like Orlando isn't playing well. I just think that they've been playing some cupcake opponents. So that's my thought process. As far as the total, kind of went back and forth. I kind of leaned under, even though I know Atlanta don't play a lot of defense. These matchups have gone under. Both games so far have gone under the total at 220.5 and went under by 2.5 points. And then the second matchup went under 222.5 by 0.5 point. 5 straight unders dating back to last season. Orlando is 9-4 to the under, playing on the first leg of a back-to-back this season. They're also 10-3 to the under with at least 2 days rest. Orlando's 9-2 to the under when playing versus home teams that do score well. So if teams score 116 or more, Orlando's 9-2 against to the under, 9-5 to the under against opponents in their division this season, 6-1 to the under if it's a home divisional game. And Orlando's also 29th in pace in the last 5 games, 27th on the full season. On the court, Atlanta takes a ton of corner threes, the top 10 in frequency on the season, and 6th in the last 5 games. Orlando's allowing the second fewest on the season as far as corner threes, and they're 4th in the last 5 games as well. So I do lean. I did lean towards the under. I don't think I'm gonna play the total. I think I just want to take the points here. So that's my spiel on that one. What up, She? Appreciate you for tapping in. Marquis says Franz over his rebounds and assists. I know that's been absolutely cashing, so couldn't talk you off. He also says Atlanta is a cupcake. Okay. Hawks plus the points for Steven. I love it, says NBA whoop me. Hawks live to win outright. Yeah, I think that they can win this one outright too. Atlanta would be the side that I'm betting if I'm betting this one. All right, let's go to the next one. And I don't even think I meant to add this one, honestly. I'm not playing this game between Memphis and Charlotte. I do see the total moving up, and that makes a lot of sense to me. Initially, I wanted to go with a team total over for the Charlotte Hornets. I think that they could still get there. It's 120 I think 2.5. And Ja Morant's off the injury report. I think Vince Williams Jr. don't quote me on Vince Williams Jr. I can't remember if I saw him being in or out. And I don't even think he means that much to the spread. But real quick, he's off the injury report as well. So Memphis going to have a full roster outside of the guys that's done for the full season, like a Brandon Clark. And Charlotte has been terrible, man. They're 2-8 against the spread in their last 10 games. Not that Memphis hasn't been terrible too, but Charlotte's just not a real NBA team anymore. They're like comparable to the Wizards. Watching them give up 130 points to the Bulls in their last game showed me all I needed to see. The one thing that Charlotte had been doing well was, playing a little bit of defense. Not recently, though. They've been getting absolutely smoked, steamrolled recently. They played 22 games without LaMelo since the All-Star break. They're 8-14 against the number, losing by an average of 15 points. This spread is right at 14 right now as it continues to move and the total continues to go up. And that means a lot, in my opinion, because we know Memphis just wants to get out and run. They need the game a lot more than Charlotte does. Not that they need to win by margin, but they need the game a lot more than Charlotte does based on standings. In the Western Conference, Charlotte is not playing for anything. They're the second worst offensive rated team last 5 games, 28th in effective field goal percentage last 5 games. And that all come against the 6th easiest strength of schedule. Memphis should be able to get out and run. They're 10th in transition points on the season. But recently they've dropped to 15th in the last 5 games. They're still running the top 5 pace, though, which is important because Charlotte is allowing the 3rd most fast break points in the last 5 games. Memphis has also played the far most difficult strength of schedule. They're 5th in strength of schedule. And I just told you guys that Charlotte is 24th. So I do think that Memphis, even though they got the Minnesota Timberwolves on Thursday, they can't afford to look ahead. I think that they absolutely steamroll the Charlotte Hornets. And the totals between the two teams are 8-2 to the over, including 6 straight in the last 6 games as well. So I'll be looking towards the over, a Charlotte team total, Memphis team total up and over. That's the only way that I'll be looking in this one. I didn't even mean to add this game, honestly. It's just a new guy in the chat. Just a new guy in the chat, Justin. That's all, man. What up, Chico? Appreciate you for tapping in. Good morning, Adam. Appreciate you for tapping in as well. Adam says, I'm going Memphis team total over if it becomes available. It is available. I wrote it down. I think it was 122.5 what the number was what the number was. 122.5 is available right now on Bet365 at -115. It looks like it's the best number. I do see it up to 123.5 though. What up, Tariq? Hope all is well with you, bro. He says, I hope all is well. Give me Memphis here. Team total as well. I like it. And I do think that they can get to 130 in this game. Absolutely. Charlotte is cupcakes. What up, Brian? Says, good morning, Chris. Missed the last show. That Lakers first half against OKC has been some of the best basketball I've seen. Let's do it again. Yeah, I don't think they want to do it again tonight. Not what everybody listed as questionable, Brian. But that's just my thought process. That was the best first half the Lakers have played all season. They couldn't miss from the 3-point line against OKC last game. So yeah, you're absolutely right. Let's see what we have next. We have the Celtics and the Knicks. I bet this one. I did bet the Celtics yesterday. Tried to get ahead of the number. I saw it was already moving. Opened at 2, went to 2.5, went to 3, went to 3.5. I got in at 3. Now it's come back down to 1. And the reason why it's come back down is because Porzingis is listed as questionable. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum are also listed as questionable. Drew Holiday and Derek White are in though. I'm thinking that Boston plays their guys in this game and then probably doesn't play their guys, a couple guys tomorrow. I know Al Horford was at the championship game last night. It would not surprise me if he wasn't available for this one and they played him tomorrow against the Orlando Magic. Boston is kind of like in that they got a 3-game lead over Orlando. And they play, I'm sorry, this is the Knicks. The Celtics, I had it written down. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find it. The Celtics are, what I'm trying to say is the Celtics, I don't think they're going to catch the Cleveland Cavaliers. So Celtics guarantee the top 2 seed, 4 games behind Cleveland, play Orlando tomorrow, but no, threat to be in like a play-in situation or anything like that. So they're going to, I don't know how much they care about the game. I do think that they're the better team. I think that they've been playing better basketball than the Knicks. And the Knicks have been hooping. The Knicks are 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 games. They do have a 3-game lead over Orlando, so it's not like they need this game. Maybe mentally they need this game. Boston has swept them throughout the season. They got a game against the Bucks coming up. They also got the Pistons coming up. So I'm not saying that the Knicks don't need this game. Psychologically, they probably do, but I'm expecting Boston to have everybody available. The Knicks have been balling, like I said, but I do think that Brunson needs a few more games to kind of get under his belt before he gets back into form. He shot just 3 for 9 in that game against the Suns on Sunday. He finished with just 15 points. I think he was 8 for 10 from the free throw line, which is where he got most of his points. And Boston's defense, in my opinion, is not the defense that's going to just let him get back in the swing of things. Boston has been good on the road. They're 20-18-1 against the spread on the road, 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 games as well. Since the break, they're 10-1 straight up, 7-3-1 against the spread when playing on the road. So they played much better basketball on the road than they played at home. And like I said, they've won and covered all 3 games, all by double digits. The Celtics, the Knicks are 0-4 straight up and against the spread this season as a home dog. All 4 games they've lost by double digits. The Knicks, what have they been doing recently? When you match them up on the floor, attacking the rim a lot. They're second in frequency as far as getting to the rim. Boston has been a top 5 defense last 5 games in on the full season as far as holding opponents, down from scoring at the rim. Boston's also the 3rd best offensive rebounding team in their last 5 games. The Knicks are just 22nd in opponent offensive rebounding, so they've been giving up a ton of rebounds. Like I said, I got the worst of the number, but I am on the Celtics today. We'll see what happens as far as the injury report goes. I am on the Celtics. Laid the number last night. I got a -3. You can get a -1 right now, or just take the money line. Let's see what we are thinking in this one. And as far as the total, it's definitely, I didn't mention the total, but it's definitely a look towards the under. Knicks are 5-0 to the under in their last 5 games. Both teams are bottom 5 in pace last 5 games. Knicks are 4th best defensive rated team last 5 games. Knicks are also top 5 in 3-point defense last 5 games. Boston also running in transition less than anyone else in the NBA. They're playing at the slowest pace. Knicks also not pushing the pace. They're bottom 5 in pace last 5 games as well. So I do think it's a little bit, as long as it's not like a historical shootout, like this should be an under type game is what I'm thinking as well. I didn't bet the total though. I just bet the Celtics. Let's see what we're thinking here. Celtics keep dancing with the injury report. They do. I hate it, man. Tariq says I'm leaning Knicks here, Chris. Yeah, I couldn't talk you up. Celtics not my favorite bet. I placed the bet before I knew Porzingis, Tatum, and Jaylen Brown was going to be listed as questionable. I do think that they play though. We'll see. We shall see how it goes. Brunson over his 2.5 threes for Adam. Boston money line. Also on Boston money line for a cheap price. Adam says. Boston for G Hurd as well. Okay. All right, cool. Let's keep it pushing. Next game up, we have the Warriors, and I'll talk about all the games that I'm not going over, or at least some of the games that I'm not going over in just a second after we get through the couple games that I did want to go through. I don't want to go through a lot, if I'm being honest. Like I said, if you watch the beginning of the show, it's a lot of these games that don't matter at all. But we'll touch on them. Golden State and Phoenix, I did bet this one. I got Golden State -7. It looks like that number is continuing to move. It had actually moved to 7.5. I think some money came back in on the Suns. Now the money's coming in on the Warriors. I bet this one yesterday as well. Got a couple points of CLV here. This line is now up to 8.5. It looks like 9. Total has come down from 228.5 down to 227. 227.5. I see it down to 226.5. So total kind of moving all over the place. And this is the game that I think the Suns get put out of their misery. So we start with the injury report. Golden State has nobody listed. Kevin Durant will continue to be out. Nick Richards, I did see listed as probable, so he should be in this game. And I shouldn't have to tell you guys too much why we should just play this one and just lay the points with the Golden State Warriors here. I mean, outside of the Phoenix Suns looking absolutely atrocious, they've been getting smoked, man. And I know that the Suns are at home. Maybe they play with some pride. The last couple times we've seen the Suns actually have a chance to be backed in a corner, they have hid in that corner. They don't come out fighting. Go back to the playoffs last year with Kevin Durant. They got swept on their home floor last year. Swept by Minnesota again this year. And they beat Golden State in the last game. But now with no Kevin Durant, I think Golden State wins this game by double digits. Golden State has been performing a lot better on the road. I know that they're coming off the loss against the Houston Rockets the other day. That was 4th game in 6 nights, 3rd game in 4 nights as well. They're 22-16-1 against the spread on the road. Phoenix is just 14-23-1 against the spread at home. They're also just 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 games and 0-7 in their last 7 games. Golden State hasn't clinched that either. And if you look at the Western Conference, it's a lot going on. The Golden State Warriors, with that loss against the Houston Rockets, they're only a half a game above Memphis in the playoffs. And they got a big game against Denver. They also got the Clippers. So they could clinch a top 6 spot. Worst case scenario, play-in spot, number 7. But I don't think that they want to be in the play-in at all. I think they take all their frustration against the Houston Rockets losing that game. I think they take it out against them here. Phoenix has lost 6 games in a row, all by double digits. They have failed to cover in their last 7. They have OKC tomorrow, so it gets no easier. I think they're cooked. Also, I looked into this yesterday. Phoenix, in the 15 losses that they have at home this season, they have not covered the spread. So they've lost 15 games at home. They're 0-15 in their home losses. They're losing by an average of 13.5 points. In the last 6 have been by 7 points or more. So I did bet the Warriors. I do think that they absolutely steamroll the Phoenix Suns, that are a much worse rebounding team, the worst defensive team in the last 5 games. And that's saying a lot when you're playing in the same league with the Charlotte Hornets and the Washington Wizards. So, the Golden State Warriors steamroll the Phoenix Suns, in my opinion, here. I did bet that last night. Let's see what you guys are thinking in this one. D-Book over his points for Justin. Says he put it in his pocket, take him to get 30. Adam says, I hope the Warriors show up. I was on Houston the other night, but I'm on the Dubs minus the 7 and the team total over. Could not talk you off of that team total over. He says, Warriors show up here, Steph over his points. Justin says he also bet Steph over his points. Brian says, Golden State, watch Phoenix win this game just out of spite. Oh, man, I kind of feel like I have not made enough money this season fading the Phoenix Suns. I'll religiously talk about how trash they are, and then I don't bet against them. I should have bet against them against the Knicks the other day, but I didn't. So we'll see how this one goes. Chico says, I got Golden State to win and looking at the over 227. Adam says Phoenix has allowed like 10 teams to go over their team total straight, something crazy like that. Yeah, it's been pretty bad, man, if you're the Suns. And having no Kevin Durant does not make anything better. Since the All-Star break, they're allowing 120 points per game. So the Knicks actually stayed under their team total by 5.5 points in that last game. But before that, it was 3, 4, 5. 5 straight opponents that have went up and over. But like I said, they just lose. If they can't score, if they can score, it don't matter. Their offense has actually been struggling. They scored 98 against the Knicks, 103 against the Celtics. Tariq says Golden State will make a statement today after the Rockets loss. I need my money back. That's a fact. Marquis says Warriors with revenge. They did lose the last game. So, I like them in the revenge spot here as well. Don't have time to be playing around if you're the Golden State Warriors. All right, last game, and I'm not sure why I put this one up either, made a graphic for this one, but this number is moving to 13.5. It was at 12.5. The total looks like it's about staying the same. It is up from 225.5, which I do agree with. So really, really quickly on this one, the Clippers do have a game tomorrow. They play the Houston Rockets tomorrow. So potential look ahead spot, maybe. The Clippers do need every game as well. The outlook for the Clippers is that they are, give me a second. All right, so they've clinched at least a play-in spot. They're 2 games behind Memphis, 1.5 games ahead of number 11, and they got the Houston Rockets, the Warriors, to decide if they're going to either rise to the 6th spot or fall to the 9th spot. So the Clippers do have a lot to play for here. Meanwhile, the Spurs have been eliminated from play-in contention, so they don't have to play for anything. I just look at the Clippers laying a big number, and that's been a very profitable spot for them this season. The Clippers, so even with Kawhi is listed as questionable. Probably plays tomorrow, thinking that they can get the job done against the San Antonio Spurs, which I would agree with that. To give him an extra day's rest. Jeremy Sohan is out. The Spurs should have everybody else. Amir Coffey continues to be out for the Clippers as well. But going back to the spot, the Clippers are 5-1 against the spread as a double-digit home favorite this season. They're also 5-1 to the under, holding 5 of their 6 opponents under their team total. They're allowing 91 points per game in this spot as a double-digit home favorite. They just held the Dallas Mavericks last week to 91. They held the Pelicans to 98 last week as well. And then last month, the Charlotte Hornets scored 88 points and got routed. I think it was like 130 to 88 or something like that in the last 3 spots that they were laying double digits. Meanwhile, the Spurs, they're allowing 132 points per game as a double-digit dog this season. 5-1 to the over as a double-digit dog, and 5 of their 6 opponents have gone up and over their team total. They're playing with pace. They're still playing with a lot of pace right now. 7th in pace in their last 5 games. I think the Clippers can kind of name their number, and I think that they score as many points as they want to. So the Clippers team total is, I think it was 121, and no, I think it was 119.5. Let me just double check it real quick. Yeah, 119.5 is now moved to 120.5. I didn't bet it, but that's what I would play in this game. No matter if the Spurs score or not, I think the Clippers, the pace that the Spurs play with, will propel the Clippers to be able to score the basketball. And don't look now, man. The Clippers are actually number 2 in the efficiency differential in the last 5 games. They are the number 1 defensive rated team, holding teams to 103 points per game. And the San Antonio Spurs are 26th in efficiency differential, getting outscored by about 11.5 points per 100 possessions. So I do think the Clippers can win this game even without Kawhi Leonard. When he's officially ruled out, this number may come down. And then I think you take the Clippers or you take the Clippers team total up and over. The Spurs don't really have anything to play for here. Let's see what y'all thoughts are here, and then we'll get into the other games. Let's see. What up, G421? Says got cooked with 3 points, 3-point Steph Sunday and unloaded. The extendo got to get right tonight. Golden State over 117.5. Okay. Adam says Clippers are nothing. Best home record ATS in the NBA, as we already know. Marquis like that team total up and over. Says he likes Zubac for a double-double. That makes a lot of sense. I agree with that look. Clippers first half full game. Spurs team total under first half for Bryant. That makes a lot of sense. Tariq also likes the team total up and over. I bet the same thing. Okay, cool. Yeah, so yeah, easy ones, right? So let's go through the ones that we didn't get through. At least touch on a couple of them. I really wanted to go through, like, take time and go through that Minnesota and I'll start there. That Minnesota and Milwaukee game. I do feel like Minnesota is the right side. I didn't bet it yet. I don't come on here and talk about games that I didn't do a lot of research on. So I won't necessarily go too deeply through it, but I'll give you guys what I got in my notes. So Minnesota, like I said, I think they're the right side. I like that Minnesota has been profitable on the road, more profitable in the road than they are at home. They're 21-18 against the spread on the road, 6-4 against the spread in their last 10 games. It's also a big revenge spot for Minnesota in this spot. They lost outright 103-101 out there playing around with their food at home. They were a 9-point favorite without Giannis in that game. I think Giannis didn't play in that game, or Dame didn't play. Somebody didn't play. It was on February the 12th. They lost the game by 2, and they were favored by 9. It's also a third game in 4 nights, fourth game in 6 nights for all of the Bucks that are not named Giannis Antetokounmpo, because he did set against the Pelicans on Sunday night. Minnesota has won 5 straight, 6 of their last 7. They've covered 5 of their last 7 games as well. It's the first game back home for Milwaukee after a little 3-game road trip as well. I know Milwaukee has been playing good basketball. They've covered 7 of their last 10 games. But I think, let me just look at this. I know Minnesota needs this game, and I think that they can win it. I'm probably going to end up looking a little bit deeper into it. I want to be on Minnesota, though. So they're half a game ahead of Memphis. They need to win. They got Memphis coming up on Thursday. A win clinches a top 6 spot. The play-in risk, if they drop multiples, they could fall into the play-in spot. So they haven't clinched yet. But likely a top 6 seed. But they do still need to win, and I think that they need it, and they have more. They have more, in my opinion, especially without Damian Lillard being there. Real quick, I want to look at the strength of schedule real quick. So like I said, I still got a little bit of work I want to do on this game, but the numbers moved from 4 to 4.5 to 5, and I think that I want to be on that side. I'm not scared of the 5 either. So Minnesota they have played a very easy strength of schedule, but so have the Bucks. Minnesota is 24th in strength of schedule. Milwaukee is 28th. Minnesota is playing very slow, 29th in pace, but they're top 10 in both offensive and defensive efficiency. Number 4 in offensive efficiency, number 7 in defensive efficiency. Milwaukee is 6th in offensive efficiency, but that should come down here, especially against the stronger strength of schedule. And they're 25th in defensive efficiency. So they haven't been able to get a lot of stops recently. I do like the Minnesota Timberwolves tonight, and I'm probably gonna end up betting them. So that's my thought process on that game. Let's see. Atlanta, Orlando, we went through. Memphis and Charlotte, we went through. Washington and Indiana. You see the thing that's right other side. That's right there. Like the chat, call the chat, man. I'm not touching Washington and Indiana. Not even a team total up and over. Maybe a Wizards team total under. Not a game that I'm gonna be betting. Cleveland and Chicago, I had some interest in that until all the injury stuff came out, and now I don't want to touch it. Kobe White is out for rest. Donovan Mitchell's out for rest. Vucevic is listed as questionable. Kevin Huerter's out. Lonzo, like it's just way too many moving parts. I'll stay off Cleveland and Chicago. I will say Chicago needs the game more. And Cleveland just hasn't been covering numbers. They're just 3-7 against the number in their last 10 games. Chicago's 17-1 against the spread on the road this season. Chicago's actually covered 6 of their last 10 games. Cleveland they just going through the motions, man. They're going through the motions, in my opinion. Cleveland's also 23rd in defensive rating last 5 games. They're bottom 6th in opponent offensive rebound rate. They're sending teams to the free throw line at a very alarming rate in their last couple games as well. Just lost outright to the Sacramento Kings. I think Chicago should be able to keep within the number. If Kobe White was in, I would love Chicago a lot more. But the Cleveland Cavaliers do have potential to blow out this Chicago Bulls team. They've beaten them twice this season. They've covered both games. They were laying double digits. Chicago got Memphis, got Miami tomorrow. Big potential look-ahead spot, which is why I think Kobe White is playing. That game will determine a lot as far as in-season tournament will go, because Chicago will play Miami. I think it's pretty much a lock right now that they will meet up in the in-season tournament game. So that's my thought process on that game. I'm not going to touch it as far as a bet. What other games did I go through? New Orleans and Brooklyn, I would lean under. This total is 214, which is super low. But who's scoring the ball for the Pelicans? Who's scoring the ball for the Brooklyn Nets? All of the key guys are already out. I think that we see that game play very, very slow pace. I think both teams struggle to get to 105 points. I would go under between New Orleans and Brooklyn, but it's definitely a 1-800 gambler type game. Go buy a scratch off, man. Let's see. Lakers and OKC, another game I'm not touching on. Injury report is just all over the place. LeBron, Luka, Rui has already been ruled out, but LeBron, Luka, Dorian Finney-Smith, Austin Reeves are all listed as questionable. OKC probably looking to get their lick back after the Lakers smoked them on Sunday night. So another game that I'm not touching, and that's it. That's it, man. We went through all of them. That's it. That is it. Let's go through the comments real quick. Pedro says, can you talk about why you lean with the Hawks and not the Magic? Sorry, I missed the intro. Not gonna say it again, but it's recorded if you want to go back and listen to it. Rudy and Giannis doubles. Marquis says, Adam says, I did bet Minnesota on the money line. Minnesota money line for Marquis as well. What number y'all get on the money line? Yeah, they do need Lillard. T-Wolves are locked in. They are locked in right now for sure. Boom. Justin called it. I'm not gonna say the same thing over. I said it already. Rudy has been balling like a madman. Allowed his rebounds to 15, cash easily against Philly. We know Philly is not a real NBA team right now. Boy, I should have unloaded the clip on Khalil Ware yesterday. I talked about it, didn't end up betting it. Khalil Ware went crazy yesterday. I think his best game in the NBA. Let's see. OKC team total over 120.5. I like that, Justin. I think that they do get back on track. I leaned that on Sunday, and it didn't happen. But they're gonna run the Lakers got a big game tomorrow. They play Dallas, just FYI. That game will be the first time Luka goes back to Dallas. It makes a lot of sense for Luka to rest tomorrow. The Lakers they did themselves a favor by winning that game on Sunday, kind of propelling themselves to be out, to at least have some potential, have home court advantage in the playoffs. I think that they are sitting number 3 right now. And it also helped that the Denver Nuggets lost to the Pacers and that the Golden State Warriors lost to the Houston Rockets. That helped the Lakers a lot. So yeah, I think that they probably will set the guys, and OKC should be able to score the basketball. Big OKC revenge tonight. Love that. Well, don't love it, but yeah, I agree. What up, Doms? -196. God, okay. Not something that I'm gonna do, but Best of luck on it, Adam. All right, that's it, man. That is it. What I bet is Golden State and Boston. Numbers moved a little bit. What I lean and I have no money on is in red, as it always is. Atlanta plus the 4. Memphis team total up and over. Clippers team total has moved since we started the show from 119.5 to 120. I like it. And New Orleans, Brooklyn, if I'm betting that game, I am going under 214. We'll see how it shakes out, man. We shall see how it shakes out. I don't think neither team wants to win, which is why I wouldn't be looking towards the spread. But yeah, that's the way that I would be looking in that game. All my plays, there's a link in the description where you can get all my plays when I do make them. If you're interested in that, use that link in the description to get all the plays. Also, use those links in the description to check out the resources. jaXon likes OG Anunoby up and over 17.5 points, which I don't think is a bad look, even with Brunson being back today. I think that his scoring is going to be needed. Outlier, Moneyballer, OzJam, all of the links are in the description of the video if you are interested in checking out any of these. Saving yourself some coin as well. There are discounts on all of them. If I add anything, I'll send it out to the members. I will see you guys in the morning. It's a big NBA slate for tomorrow as well. So enjoy the Tuesday, man, and I will catch you guys. Also, I never say this, hit the like button if you can, especially if you're still watching. Hit the like button for me. Show some love to the channel, man. Share the channel as well. You know, if people, co-workers, family, friends that, want some sports betting insight, don't have time or don't want to do the work themselves, tell them to come join the ChrisBeCappinn community. Tell them to type in, wake that ass up, 7:30 a.m. And let's get some cash, man. Best of luck on whatever it is you're betting today. Enjoy your Tuesday. I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm out.